Okay, Oisin Murphy, let's kick off our look ahead to Royal Ascot Day 1 with a star name and Asfura. I'm sure you've got fond memories of riding Asfura here last year.
Absolutely, Matt. She gave me a great day in the saddle. She was electric, and I really liked the makeup of the race this time round. I have a lovely draw close to the pace with Washington Heights right beside me. Night Raider, a horse I know well, drawn in seven, so I should be able to get a good trip into the race. The market principal, believing, is drawn a little away from us in stall one. Be interesting to see how she's ridden. I don't think she particularly needs cover, and I suppose Ryan Moore, who's taking over from William Buick, will try to ride her on speed. And obviously, Mgira goes in there as a little bit of an underdog. She's won her last two starts with me in France, and then with William Buick last time at Haydock. I think she has a good chance as well, and particularly if we go too fast, I think Mgira would be one to pick up the pieces.
Okay, yeah, you had to perform a bit of a switcheroo maneuver last year, didn't you, to get the job done? So hopefully a bit more straightforward. She hasn't had the prep race this time. You've reportedly sat on her for a piece of work. How's she been going? And she goes in headgear as well.
Yeah, I don't think the blinkers will do her any harm, Mac, because she's getting a little bit older, and the feel I got with the blinkers on the other day, it just made her concentrate. Um, she is getting older. She's at a different preparation, but she looks fitter, and she she isn't as heavy to my eye as she was last year. So I'm really hopeful that she's ready to rock and roll.
And I hear there's even more pressure this time around. There's more owners coming over. Is that right? He seems like one of the good guys there. Henry Dwight must be give you great satisfaction to pull off the double for him as well.
Yeah, he doesn't have a huge amount of horses by Australian standards. He probably has 40 or 50 in work, and he's been really good to deal with thus far. I have no idea how many owners are coming over for her, but it's great that they're able to experience what is an amazing atmosphere at Royal Ascot.
Okay, let's move on to what could be the most eagerly anticipated race of the day. Now, you ride Windlord in the St James's Palace. He's going to be a big price here. How do you go about achieving the best possible place on him?
Well, it's really not important how he runs. It's he's there to do a job for Field of Gold, and I'm delighted to see Field of Gold's draw in stall five. I think that's very helpful to Colin Keane. He has ruling court on his inside, and as he showed in the Irish Guineas, he doesn't pull with no cover. So I think Colin will be able to sit wherever he likes. There's likely going to be a nice pace on, and Henry Matisse is drawn one, which doesn't make Raimo's job easy. That round mile can be a tricky course. So yeah, everything is in Field of Gold's favour. I do have a huge amount of respect and a massive liking for Ruling Court, but drawn on the inside of Field of Gold, he might have to concede first run, particularly as he's a horse that William will want to try and relax and get into a rhythm from the early part of the race. I like the fact Ruling Court has had a big gap between races. Were Field of Gold to get beat, I think it's maybe just down to the fact that he's had a busy campaign thus far, but he deserves to be favoured on what we've seen so far. And it's a great race. Three 2,000 guineas winners in there. It's quite the race it should be.
Yeah, let's hope we see a superb performance from whoever comes out on top there. Now, you ride American Gulf in the Coventry Stakes. This is for Paul and Ollie Cole. I see you've got a very good strike rate for the Coles. I think it's something like 60% with their juveniles. You've had three winners from just a handful of rides over the years. What do we know about American Gulf?
Yeah, they don't waste my time, and they like this horse. It's quite a quick backup. It's only 8 days between races, but he hasn't done a lot since Windsor. But I saw him this morning, and he looked fresh and well. He's a little bit hot from the point of view that he can get. I worry about the preliminaries with him, but they can only do what they've done so far, and that's try and keep a lid on him. Um, Very good race. You have to respect what Aiden has in it, and obviously what Watnan throughout the race as well. But I think American Golf can run a big race, provided he gets to the start nice and calm.
Okay, and he's proven on the quick ground as well, which I'm sure most of them are. But we're looking at pretty lively conditions on day one, aren't we?
We are. It's going to be good to firm all week, like this chat about or waiting for the ground or if there's rain or whatever. But we aren't forecast any, so I expect it to be very fast. And most of these
Yeah.
horses have already raced on top of the ground, as you say, due to the dry spring and summer that we've encountered.
Okay, and Zoffie, he seems to like quick ground as well. Tactically, he's quite versatile. Would you look to go forward on him though in the Ascot Stakes? It's a strong stayer.
Yeah, he's going to put himself on speed and he stays well. Is he good enough? Probably not, but it's an open race on paper, and I'd be hopeful he'd have a good chance. I suppose it's likely we could see a royal winner in this event. The Mullins camp seem quite bullish about their horse, and Ryan Moore takes over.
Okay, I see you've booked for Banso in the Copper Horse Stakes. This is Irish trained horse, quite an eye-catching run behind Kyprios last time at Navan, I thought.
Yeah, it was a good run. Wasn't beaten far. Looks like the horse is fairly treated. He didn't achieve an awful lot in his life so far, but there seems to be some market confidence in him. I see he's like a 16-1 shot now. The people that train him, Natalie Lupini and her partner Craig, are very shrewd, and they've done really well over the last 3 years. So I might have a chance on that fella.
Yeah, I'm presuming you might be looking to sort of be a bit more held up on him in terms of tactically. Hope that they go a good gallop, and he'll be seeing it out at the end. You're drawn in 3, aren't you? Low. Traditionally, maybe wanted to be a bit higher on the round course there. Or are you happy with stall 3?
To be honest, I didn't really think about it yet. One of those later kind of handicap races that normally are just ride off field. And whatever I think, and try and get on the back of the good ones, depending on how fast they go. I don't overthink it like most of the other riders will be, will have been looking at that race or these races from the time they're declared. But I just tend to do my own thing, really.
Finally, you've no ride in the Queen Anne Stakes, but it does look a hell of a race. Have you got a particular hunch on which way this race is going to go?
Yeah, if they don't go too fast, I think lead artist will be hard to beat. I think he might have improved again from Newbury. His work looked very good with a strong lead horse on the July course. Colin rode him. He's uncomplicated. He's going to be towards the front end. He'll get that trip well. Rosalien for me went into the Lockinge pretty fit. Richard Hammond said that he'd been away for a few racecourse gallops. Notable Speech has a very good turn of foot, and I think he'll be suited by this track. If he were to be at his very best, like he was at Goodwood and obviously in the Kipco 2000 Guineas, you'd have to respect him. Carl Sparkler needs to relax, but he is a very good, strong, older horse, obviously going in a straight line, but it's not impossible. A horse that's come from America. Jamie Spencer's quite a good judge, and he's been riding him in his work, and he thinks he's in each race out. Dancing Gemini, good benchmark. Wouldn't be a surprise to anyone if he won. Would be very good for a small stable. The Teals, they've done a good job with him. And Coudroy won on his reappearance in France, but I suppose it would be a surprise if he was good enough on the day.
Okay, great preview of the Queen Anne as well. Thank you so much. Good luck on day 1, Oisin. Cheers for your time.
Thanks, Matt.
Free, unmissable content released daily. Sporting Life Plus. Join for free at sportinglife.com. Includes Willie Mullins exclusives, race replays, My Stable Tracker, Race Cards Plus, premium articles, expert tips. Sporting Life Plus.